Hello guys, it's Melissa and welcome to another video where today I am going to be building a tiny kind of cottage, I guess in the middle of nowhere. I think I'm going to call this Grandma's tiny home or tiny cottage. But basically the story that I was kind of thinking is this house, it's a tiny home, it's a tier 2 tiny home. And it belonged to an elderly woman who was kind of a recluse. So I built in Newcrest, so there's not really many kind of buildings around this, so to kind of get that idea. And basically she lived alone, she didn't really venture out much, and I guess she kind of got a reputation for being a little bit weird or kind of quirky, I guess, because she didn't really leave her home, so she probably didn't have many friends. And even her family thought that she was a little bit weird. They didn't really go to visit her. And then when she passed away, her granddaughter inherited her home. And I guess, when she sort of inherits it and she moves in, she sees that she wasn't weird at all. So there's no kind of weird or quirky kind of decorations. It's just a very cute little cottage, I guess, in the middle of nowhere, if I do say so myself. And basically the idea is just that her grandma was just a bit of a loner. She had the loner trait. She didn't, want to sort of go out and socialize much and, have loads of friends. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, she was weird or, I don't know, like that crazy old lady. She was just a normal person. She just wanted to live alone, live her life in this cute little cottage. So, her granddaughter ends up moving in and living in it for herself. So, like I say, I didn't want to make it, kind of weird decorations and old decorations. It is actually, styled quite nicely, and it's quite sort of not necessarily modern, but, it's not also falling into disrepair. Even the plants and stuff, there's loads of sort of debug plants that you can see me placing around here. It is all still very sort of, maintained really well. I can imagine, I didn't put any gardening planters or anything like that, but I can imagine, it would be a great place to have a garden and sort of grow your gardening skill as well. But yeah, like I say, she wasn't weird. She was just a little bit quiet and a little bit alone, which is something I definitely relate to. I am quite shy and quite quiet. I just prefer my own company or really close friends and family. And I think if you are someone who has a lot of social anxiety or you're shy or anything like that, you can probably relate. Sometimes it can come across to some people as quite rude, when you don't want to talk to them. I'm the kind of person, if I see someone that I recognize while I'm out, I just completely pretend that I do not see them to avoid any kind of social interaction. But yeah, so I imagine that's kind of what the grandmother was like. And then her granddaughter, maybe could even be a little bit similar as well. Maybe she has the loner trait as well. So that's why, she really enjoys moving in here and taking over the little cottage in the middle of nowhere. So you can see what I'm doing here is a little bit interesting. So I only have half of the walls for a very good reason. I've wanted to build like this for a little while. So basically I struggle sometimes with screenshots. So there's been loads of times where I've built something that I'm so happy with and I really like the look of it, and I'm sort of really excited after I finish building it. But when I come to take screenshots, sometimes it's really sort of difficult to capture what a build looks like. Sometimes you can't quite get the right angles. So say for example, in one of my last videos, I built a Mediterranean apartment and I really liked the living room and kitchen and dining room. It was all kind of open plan and it all looked really nice together, but they were on opposite ends of the room, so I couldn't actually take a picture that encompassed everything. And then individually they looked all right, but nothing special. And yeah, I think sometimes you might be sort of really happy with a room, but you go to take pictures and there's a wall in the way or there's a piece of furniture in a way, and sometimes it's kind of difficult to, I guess, come across how a build really looks in the screenshots. So I've seen a few pictures that people have uploaded to social media of builds that they've done where you can basically see the whole, usually it's like a room or like a really small home, like this one, a tier 2 tiny home. And you can just see like a few of the walls, like half of the walls, and then the rest are cut away, so you can really get a view of the whole room. I really liked that idea and I wanted to build like that, so this is what it is. I did want to make it still a realistic cottage because of course I had that kind of story with it, so I do build a bathroom here, but you can't see that necessarily from the angle that I was taking the screenshots. But yeah, so I just built it all together as one room. And I really liked this method. I really was able to get some really cute screenshots. And I know it does look a bit weird having the walls down. And it's annoying because you have the half walls option within the game, but you can't control which walls go down and which stay up. And in my opinion, if I want to sort of see something or take a screenshot, it never quite brings down the walls that I need. It always, I don't know how it works out which walls to sort of bring down and which to keep up, but basically that's not really an option. So yeah, I really liked this method, and I think it's quite a cute way of building, especially for a small room or a small house. And then you can just add the walls in at the end, add some kind of wallpaper and paintings, and then you're done. So yeah, so this is a very, very open plan apartment. You've basically got the bed there by the kitchen, and then we do have a little living room and a dining space as well. I have recently actually been looking at apartments in London. I don't think I'll be moving anytime soon, but definitely one day I would love to. And there's a lot of studios and kind of open plan spaces like this that are very, very small and very, very expensive. So that did kind of remind me of this. I think it's really cute. And like when I look at this room in the game, I think it looks really, really cute, but in real life, I think it is really impractical. Like if you're living with someone else and they like, you know, haven't woken up and you want to like cook your breakfast or something, it's going to wake them up because the kitchen is like right next to the bed. And I have seen in real life apartments like this when I'm looking at London apartments, but yeah, I don't think it would be super practical, but in The Sims, I think it's really cute. And like I say, I do imagine this is somewhere for a single sim. So that's why I kind of scooted the bed up across to the window, and there's just kind of the basics here, but I did want to kind of keep it still styled really nicely because like I say, I didn't want to make it like, you know, the grandmother who lived here. She was really weird. She collected all kinds of weird items and things like that. Like it was really sort of cute, nicely decorated, things like that. So yeah, this is the little living room space, and I knew that I had to get that cats and dogs armchair in there. I don't use it very often. I really, really like it, but it doesn't usually fit the styles of build that I do. So usually I do kind of modern styles, boho styles, things like that, whereas that's a little bit more like cottagey, family homes, things like that, which I don't tend to do. But because this is a grandmother's house, I thought that would be a really cute addition. And yeah, actually, it's funny because in my last video, I built a micro home. So that's a tier 1. So it was a little bit smaller than this. But in terms of floor plan and decorating and stuff, I really, really struggled. I did kind of separate it into different rooms. But yeah, smaller homes I've always found really, really difficult. But this was so much fun and it was so much easier as well. Just to have it all as one room. Everything kind of like flows into each other. It just worked. It like came together really easily, basically. So you can see I'm about to put the dining space here as well. Leads directly onto the living room and the kitchen there. I just thought it was so much easier doing it this way, and I definitely want to build this way in the future. And I think it would be really good as well for doing like single rooms as well. So yeah, watch out for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!